Hey y'all, thanks for joining me. It seems that Mount Athos is being flooded by pilgrims. Let me go to the story on this. Number of pilgrims to Athos grows by third over year. Now, look at this. This came out on the 17th of June, but I've been traveling. I have been moving, so I haven't had a chance to get into these stories with you. Since the beginning of 2026, more than 163,000 people have visited the Holy Mount, with Romanian citizens topping the list of pilgrims. In the first 5.5 months of 2026, the flow of pilgrims to Athos has increased by 30% compared to the same period last year. From January 1st to June 16th, 163,000 passengers crossed to the monastic state by boat and ferry. For comparison, during all of 2025, the domain of the most holy Theotokos was visited by 352,000 men, averaging about 1,000 people per day. 1,000 people per day. Keep that in mind, folks. The national composition of visitors to the Holy Mountain has undergone significant changes. The top 5 countries whose citizens are heading to Daphne and Oronopoli are now Romanians, Bulgarians, Serbs, Cypriots, and Greeks. The local entrepreneurs of this town note that up to 90% of all visitors are currently Romanian citizens. Interesting. Despite the growing number of people, the revenues of church and private shops have declined significantly, as Romanian pilgrims spend considerably less than their predecessors from East Slavic countries, while previous visitors used to purchase expensive icons, church utensils, and even chandeliers in large quantities. Today's visitors more often limit themselves to buying olive oil, honey, and inexpensive souvenirs. Due to the sharp increase in passenger traffic, the local community of this town strongly requests that Greek authorities immediately modernize the port infrastructure. The current narrow pier cannot cope with the load when hundreds of pilgrims simultaneously try to board vessels to travel to the Holy Mountain. This is incredible. I mean, just between January 1st, like we said, January 1st to June 16th, 163 passengers crossed to the monastic state by boat and ferry. That is a lot. And as you see, compared to the 2025, for the whole year, it was this. Unbelievable, but this 1,000 people per day. I don't know about you, but I think that's very much crowding that holy mountain that is supposed to be more about centered on God, prayer, services, the hesychasm, and so I'm a little concerned about that, okay? I'm a little concerned about taking away these monks' ability to have some silence and time to themselves, if you know what I'm talking about, in their prayer life. So let me give you some information as well. First off, I want to give you some information on what happens when you try to go. Okay, so you have to be a man over 18. Boys under 18 may enter only with their father and special permission. Of course, women are prohibited from entering, as we know. This general, can't pronounce that, but the standard visit access to all 20 monasteries and mosques, limit to 120 permits per day, including 10 for non-Orthodox. valid for up to 3 nights. You must book accommodations separately by contacting each monastery in advance. Then the private invitation. That's issued directly by a specific monastery, no daily limit, allows a 1 to 3 night stay only in that specific monastery. Requires a personal invitation from the monastery, usually via email or phone. Can be issued even when general permits are fully booked. Athos is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, is a spiritual refuge that preserves Byzantine monastic life. It limits daily visitors to protect the spiritual integrity of the peninsula. Really. Ensures respectful entry for pilgrims, with visitors seen as guests of the Virgin Mary. Helps monasteries prepare for hospitality. Mount Athos needs to protect its seclusion, without which it would lose its, well, I can't pronounce that. For this reason, it has to impose strict entry regulations. There's limited to 120 permits per day, including 10 for non-Orthodox. Again, that's a lot. I can't get over this. Okay, I'm having a concern about this, folks. I'm having a concern that is so many per day. It would seem to me it'd be like a constant influx of people coming and going, and I just don't see how they have much, the monks have much silence and being able to focus. But that's just me. That was my main concern when I read that. Now, obviously, we all understand why it's gotten really busy, and we have this many pilgrims coming because the church has been growing. Okay, and so I get that, but yeah, I have a concern about that. Anyway, I wanted to share that with you because that's a huge amount of people coming in already from January to June. And then I'm thinking, well, they're just all over the place coming in. How is that working for? Yes, they have the limits and they have the strictness, but I don't know. I'm just feeling like it should be less and more particular and more strict. But that's just me. What do you all think on that? Do you think that's okay? Also, what do you think about that many pilgrims? I mean, obviously the church is growing and there's this big desire to go to the Holy Mountain because, if you're a man, you can do that. And I think that's really great. But I just wonder if there's a way to make it less flooded with people, okay? Anyway, please share your thoughts. Thanks so much for watching, for following my channel, for subscribing. Have a wonderful evening, morning, afternoon, whenever you see this. God bless.